Hello, everybody. Welcome to Legion of
Mm.
Memestream Saturday edition. Like we have any other editions.
Your milk having ass.
Welcome to another meme stream, everybody. It is awesome to be with everybody. So let's get into introductions. But first, I want to give a shout out to Coffee Brown Coffee for making us part of their affiliate program. If you guys want to get coffee, use the code for a 10% discount. Hail the LOM extra zero. Run that clip, my man.
You got it.
Are you tired of the grind of everyday life? Are you fed up with not having any energy in the morning? Do you feel like your life is colored in grey? And does life, for some reason, play sad music everywhere you go? And does it also rain everywhere you go, even though you don't live in England?
Well, turn that frown upside down. The Legion of Memers is here to give you some chuckles, you thingus. And we're happy to bring you something to help give you that extra kick. To get you up in the morning. Introducing Coffee Brand Coffee. Fresh roasted with no gimmicks. And plenty of flavors to choose from. Use code HAILTHELOM to get 10% off and to help support the channel.
Thank you, my dude. Now let's get started with intros. We have a very special guest today. RaikenNight, my dude. You want to let the people know where they can find you, what you typically cover, and just give us a small introduction for the people who may not know you.
Yeah, so I am RaikenNight. I just stream on Rumble right now. I'm gonna work on to start doing stuff on YouTube, but currently just Rumble, just RaikenNight. RaikenNight on Twitter as well. Those are the only two things that I have going on right now. I'm gonna slowly start doing more stuff. It's just trying to figure out what I want to do on different platforms at the moment.
Yeah, I get it. You know, trying to figure that kind of stuff out is a task and a half. But they can follow you on Twitter to stay updated with all this.
Yes, so I post all my live streams. But yeah, the only thing I really do as far as like content right now is just gaming on Rumble. Trying to figure out what other stuff I kind of want to do. I also do, like, I've started just doing like workout streams on Rumble as well. That's about it going on so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Workout streams. That doesn't sound like something that would intrigue me because my fat butt sits in chairs all day, man. Good on you, man. Keep your healthy life going, my dude.
Yeah, it's more of like a motivation for me to kind of work out because it's like, you know, I get in the gym. People are kind of like, I'll get like a couple of my like main followers coming in just to like shit on me and like mess with me. But they kind of like, hey, where's the workout stream? I want to see that workout stream, man. So it's like, it's a nice little motivation to get in the gym and work out.
Yeah, you're having the community hold you accountable. I like that.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to do push-ups, guys. Leave me alone.
No, you should work out every day.
Yeah, okay, I will put that in my list of things that will not get done day by day. So thank you for that, Raiken. It's glad I'm grateful to have you on, my dude. Extra Zero, thank you for reaching out to Raiken. If you guys ever want to be a guest, make sure to contact Extra Zero, and we will definitely find some time to put you in. Kenzo, my dude, what's been going on?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Kenzo. I'm the problem. I just want to take a moment to address something that has been in the media over the past few weeks. It's in relation to these like rogue AIs that are being programmed funny and that are also being programmed by funny people. Yeah, I have been a victim of relentless hair removal based cyberbullying by a fucking psychopathic Hungarian, right? And it's really affected me. Like I'm questioning my sanity. Like AI needs to be stopped, man. Like hashtag ban shaved Kenzo. This man is crazy, honestly. But yeah, I'm happy to be back and get into some shit that's been going on this week. We have some shit to talk about this week that we're going to get into.
You're not going to cam up to dispel the rumors?
No,
Yeah.
No.
Let's see your beard. Come on.
no, I'm not even sure if I have one anymore. I'm not sure what's real.
Why you're too embarrassed?
Oculus, my man, what's been going on this week?
I'm doing pretty well. The biggest problem for me, last night I did not post any memes on Friday Night Tights, which is kind of disappointing for me because I didn't
How
have
dare
time
you.
to have memes up.
Legion
kinda-
card revoked.
I know, but don't worry. I'll have my memes next week for the next Friday Night Tights, where they mostly talk about Dune and such. So I'll probably make memes there.
You missed out on all the Avatar memes this week.
I
man.
know. I just didn't
We'll
have
get
time.
we'll get to them later in the show. In fact, I've got that ready to go. So
All right, let's do it to it. Extra Zero, my dude, what's been going on?
it's been an interesting week. I mean, my work ramped up. I still put out some doozies on side scrollers. I put out what I think is possibly the best meme I've ever made, and good Lord, I think that broke side scrollers on Thursday.
Extra
So-
Zero pushing boundaries. We love it.
If you know, you know. And I made a great reaction meme to that. I might put it in the meme thread. I might just strip the licensed music out of it and put that in the meme thread for today because I'm pretty proud of it. But yeah, work was busy this week, but still was putting out some content. I've got figure action on Thursdays. Had a great show there this week, and happy to be here. Happy to talk to Raiken here finally, and yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. So looking forward to digging into it.
Nice,
Oh,
my
yeah.
dude. And for myself, I have the midweek hump as always. You can check that out on the Shagsworth channel. And other than that, I've been working my tail off so I can make it to the Friday Night Tights meetup. I now have the time off, so I will definitely be there.
Ooh, I'll see you there.
Oh, nice, dude. We're
Very-
gonna have some beer.
Mhm.
I am gonna be there probably for the whole week. So, like, if you are a content creator, reach out to me.
Sweet.
This is gonna be one of the only times where I can actually, get together with people. So let's make stuff.
I'm dragging some of my Rumble streaming buddies along with me. So
Nice.
it's gonna be fun.
You can contact me on DMs, or if you're a member of the Legion channel, which all guests have the opportunity to join the Discord. We'll be putting live updates in there, and make sure to follow the Legion of Memers and myself. I'm very excited for it. I have a camera. I need to get a new phone because my phone has a giant white line down the middle, and it's damn near impossible to do anything now.
How'd you
So-
get it under the screen?
I don't know. I think it's just a straight line of dead pixels. I'm like, sweet. All right, that's good. Appreciate it, you son of a bitch. But yeah, so don't forget to follow the Legion of Memers on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Yes, we have an Instagram. I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything just because I'm working, but we are on there. So if you follow us on there, thank you very much. Now, let's give a huge shout out to the chat because without them, we would not have a show. So here we go. We got D-Day McLean, Early and Gray. I slept in today, so that's why the stream was up a little late.
Well, he also beats Skirmitar. Normally Skirmitar's in here at like noon Eastern.
Skirmitar, I'm disappointed in you, man.
Yeah. I kind of got worried. It's like, wow, do we know anybody in Hungary to send out a welfare check on?
Nah, Skirmitar's in chat. Steel Leg of History says, as soon as I get the money, I'll resub. Be blessed. Bro, I appreciate it. Nobody feel obligated to become a member. If you can't, you just watch the show, retweet. There are other ways to support the show that's not monetary. Just we appreciate it when you do. It does help the channel, and it helps us
Be
do
a friend,
things we're going to need
tell
to
a
do.
friend.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, just as like a little side, if you guys do consider subscribing to like Legion of Memers, consider doing it on Rumble because they get all of the money. Rumble gives you 100% of the subscription money.
Speaking of
currently,
Rumble, can you bring that up? Yeah, make sure you have the chat up because I have not been having the chat.
we got Alpha Zero in there.
Well, Alpha Zero, thank you, my dude. My computer is not the best at handling all these different apps.
No Green Rock hates the chat.
Oh man, I love what
He hates them.
you besmirching my name here, man. Big shout out to Wookie Be Bad saying, all hail the Legion. Wookie Be Bad has absolutely been killing it in the content creation space. He's been improving every single video. And sometimes he even sends them to me ahead of time. He's like, what do you think? I give him a little pointers, and then he just takes it to another level. So, dude, keep up the good work. I love the creator community within our community. So if you guys are interested in content creation, just feel free to reach out to me. Even though I don't make videos all the time, I'm going to probably be starting to do so on my main channel at some point. The knowledge I have can be useful to you, so don't be afraid to reach out. My DMs are open to all of you. Don't send me any weird stuff. That's all I ask.
Send the weird stuff to me.
Yeah,
so I can meme it.
Don't be like Scumbertar sends me a picture and I'm at work and I'm like, should I open this message or should I not? Donald Rama says, hail the Legion on FNT time today. No, we were not on FNT time. Maybe what, 2 minutes late?
Give or take.
And we will give Extra Zero proper flogging after the show for being late.
Hey, it wasn't me that made us late. I was the one like, hey, it's showtime.
Tina, Bad Take Tina says, good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon to you. Always hopping in the chat. Appreciate you very much.
I think Bad Take Tina has a better ring than Bad Take Bojan. Just
take on me. You guys are supposed to say
take on me. Take me on.
Take me on.
When you're out in Vegas, don't sing.
We're going to karaoke, my dude.
When there's karaoke, it's
Just make sure I'm extra drunk if we're gonna do karaoke.
Oh, bro, it is gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see everybody, man. Oi, Squirt, thanks for hopping in, my dude.
I can't finish that off.
What other chats we got in there? It's got Static 2020. Hail the Legion. Hail to you, my dude.
It was funny. You read the oi, but I thought you were going to say something else. I was giving you pause.
CJP Forgotten What Music Says. I wish I could be on with you, gents, but y'all have fun. Hail to you, my dude. We'll see you next time. Mr. Black says, hail.
Hail, Mr.
Internet
Black.
Crusader. Oh,
that's in Black Belt. One of the fine people I've met through Melee Games community.
And there are worse uses for welfare checks. Also, hail to you, my dude.
And I think that gets us caught up. Save for this guy in here. Wait,
True Pop Culture. Laughing Gasser. Laughing Gasser says, LOL, thought No Green Rocks was using a Borderlands filter. I need glasses. Don't worry. I also need glasses. But we're definitely getting to Borderlands in a little bit. But first, I want to make sure we bring up some memes from the Friday Night Tights thread because the memes are just too good.
I think we got to look at this Pierry Chan one first.
Okay, let's go to Pierry Chan, the
that
god
was...
of freaking.
That's a pretty badass meme.
Yeah, this I think was like one of his best that he's done, and it features Ryan Kinnel. So let me go ahead and we'll add this here, and let's take a look.
There were only a couple good people in this movie. You had Bruce Wayne, Batman, and you had Alfred. Those are the only two good white people. The rest of the three other major players that I would consider like overall like moral good people were, you had Jim Gordon, who's black in this. You had Catwoman, who's not white in this. And then you had the mayor, who's a black woman. Again, very much on the nose for current day Hollywood. Did not like that. Well, it took a little bit.
Very well done, Perry. You always blow the water as per usual, my dude.
All
That's
right.
great.
Wait, just a quick question. How do you think he made that?
I would guess CapCut.
No, he doesn't use CapCut.
He doesn't. Then it's got to be Adobe
DaVinci.
Premiere. It's DaVinci. Okay.
Is he using DaVinci or Adobe?
How about I DM him and I ask what he uses?
You know what, guys? If you
You know.
guys have DMs with Pierry, go ask him what he uses. I want to know his process of what he made that. Like, did he take away the background? Did he take away the background of Ryan or replace the window and take out the audio? Like
No, I know exactly how he did it. He copied Ryan as the foreground and made that video with the the woman banging on the car door. He probably did selective layering for it.
I mean, it looked clean. That's all I can say. You can barely tell like where like it was cropped.
And just so you guys know, it is possible to do that yourselves with a little bit of practice. So
I've done similar things in CapCut, not as clean as that, but that's what I say. It's like when you do selective layering, like you have like an uneven layer.
I think the video that I put on the thread for FNT, I did all on CapCut pretty much. I did use a little of my own cheats though. Have you used CapCut?
No, I've been told to use it by like a few different people. So I've been, because I do want to make videos soon, but I just haven't like taken the time to actually learn how to use any of the software.
I mean, again, if you need any help with it, let me know because I know CapCut intimately now.
For sure.
And if you need assets or anything, I got you covered, my dude.
Oh, sweet. Appreciate it.
The great thing with it is you can use it on your phone, on your computer as a program, and web-based. So you can just log into the website and do that everywhere, and it'll save everything in one spot. Which is, I mean, it's fantastic. Extra Zero, why don't you bring up the thread?
All right. So Friday Night's 290, Disparu was the guest, and The Last Airbender was the theme. So let's get
hold on. First of all, has anybody seen The Last Airbender?
I meant to watch it last night, but I just didn't get around to it.
No, I'd rather watch the animated show than this, or even the movie, which is
You shall only watch the animated show. The animated show is the best, and there is no beating it. I don't know why they keep bothering with live actions, because last one was so good, right? But then again,
it wasn't horrible.
Well, yeah, but everyone had like the false hope, but that's because the creator was there. All right, and then supposedly you had the writers in there, but they're not. They're a one-trick pony,
Well, definitely
the Avatar animation was, their kind of Meister stick, and they're never gonna make anything as good.
We'll definitely get into this a little later on in the show because I have a feeling it's going to be a great conversation. But let's give a shout out to core member, the master of memery on Twitter. He's absolutely killing it today, or yesterday, and all week pretty much. He made this. Members of Friday Night Tights created by the Google Gemini.
For hate we love.
He got X-Ray Girl. You got Ryan as the baby and Az as the dad.
Triss getting in on the FNT memes there.
They can't even get in.
Yeah, the Vancouver protest. Or is it Vancouver where they were protesting?
Oh, yeah, that was the one that Drunk 3PO recorded.
Yeah.
Seems like a Vancouver protest.
I just
there are
love
only 6 people in this photo.
Yeah. Well, depending if you count some of them as 2 people or not, but I love the caption here. I don't see how you can hate from outside the convention. You can't even get in. Also from core member. Is that Az's face?
Yes.
Yes.
It has the nose shape.
Oh, I see Azatar now. I couldn't read the last part under. Also from core member.
He could be the cum bender.
The bugs win this one. Wow, he's just killing it. And we get the acolyte with Ryan here.
Why are so many replies hidden from you?
I have no idea.
Twitter gonna Twitter.
Yeah. Is that a giant hot pocket?
Looks like a burrito.
Just got burrito sprinkled with cheese. That actually does look good though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's McDonald's.
It's like smothered in enchilada sauce.
We from Release the McCracken. The last raise vendor. JS Pena coming in. Says, I won't stop until this template becomes popular.
And he actually sent the template out for everybody to use too. So go follow him and use it.
Oh, here you go. For Mr. Black, we got Aang and Boomerang. And say that is a good play on words there. Then we get from this guy, from Superman, who wasn't scared of Green Rock. Should I go ahead and play this one?
It should be fun.
Okay.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
I did that all on CapCut pretty much.
You missed. There's one opportunity you missed. You should have had the clip of him saying, "Welcome to Earth."
Oh no, I that was the exact clip of "Welcome to Earth." It
was the clip, but you should have had the sound.
I figured I'd give people a little bit of using your brains, but I was technically working, so it was difficult.
When we get from Horny out, this protest was something else. And look at who was actually protesting there. From Triss, if you know, you know.
Ooh,
that's pretty good. Mr. Black, we get Dr. Javier Malay. Lovely Sherry, the Avatar, the last gender bender cast. OG Thor, Gemini FNT.
That's really good. OG Thor, that is very good.
I wonder if Gemini was used for this. Like, you gotta wonder. Like, hey, and probably like ask Gemini, just show me the cast of Friday Night Tights. We get the Bugle Daily posting one here with another Gemini one.
Yeah, Gemini just got freaking destroyed this week.
Brent Norton saying, is the Fire Nation? I'm sorry. Is the Fire Nation play better than the new Netflix show?
Yes.
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 Didn't even watch it, and I can say that.
Bro, that is so good.
A no-name ex-worker posts this one. Well, that's I can't tell. Okay. I guess I see the FNT signal in there.
That is so good. That is mad skill, dude.
Another Avatar, the last gender bender.
And they put piercings all over.
Let's see what we got here. Badman posting this one of Gary and Az.
Slow down when going through them towards the bottom, because some of I know there are some bots that go in there and put inappropriate things in there. So.
And then we get Az in. I guess that's a screen cap from
FIFA
Rebirth.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Get this
Wait,
one.
you recognize it by legs? What the hell, Soups? Have you got to admit?
Recognize
well, that's
the
Cloud.
style. Yeah.
There's Cloud right there.
The Cloud with the costume, yes.
Yeah. The video ones I have not vetted yet. So let's see. This was the Velma We Deserved from A Rose. Let's see here.
Yeah, that might be the end of them.
Yeah.
Well, great job on the meme thread, guys. Keep up the great work. Just so you know, we will be doing this weekly. I want to see more FNT memes in there. Force them to bring them up. I want them to be so good that they can't help it.
Before we get into stories, Raiken, you recently were included in the Rumble partnership program. You tell us a bit about that and what your experience has been like, and really what it means for you.
So this is the second round of the partner program, and this is the second time I've been in it. It's been this time around, I think it's been a much better experience. The first time was fine. It's just other than the if you stream for the full month, 5 days a week for 2 hours, they paid you out. They give you $500. They did that the first time, and it was great. this time around they're doing a lot more promotion for the streams. Like they actually have a whole landing page for all the people that are in the partner program, and it's been so far it's been really great. I've been, because of how they set it up this time around, I've been getting a lot more followers on Rumble. And as everybody that's in the partner program, they've been pushing the streams a little bit more. I feel like I've been getting a little bit more viewership from every stream, and it's been great so far. And I'm just glad to see that Rumble's pushing more of creating their own creators rather than, because last year they brought in a lot of like creators from like YouTube and Twitch and trying to get those audiences to come over to Rumble instead. And now they're kind of like, okay, that didn't quite work out, so let's focus on the people that want to be on Rumble and let's try to help them grow. And
I like that a lot. That was actually my biggest complaint that I had about Rumble before, is I've seen no creators like absolutely explode from Rumble.
Yeah. And I think that's like, they're like, okay, we got quite a few people that we think have potential to grow, so we're going to invest in those people. And then I think what's going to happen is like, we're going to see, because there's 100 people in this program. I think what's going to happen is they're going to see who's really shining, and then they're going to like kind of continue on with those people, is my hypothesis of what they're trying to do. So I'm just trying to like push a little bit more with my content streams on Rumble because of that.
Good. I want to see some success stories before I start like investing heavily, time into that. But I would like to see it happen with Rumble. I want to see 1 or 2 success stories.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we got a few people that are really killing it right now. That are like starting to like really grow. I think it's just a matter of really getting the people to look outside of Rumble to look at it, just get like that attention more, like on like Twitter and like Instagram, and like just trying to get that attention from all the other social medias. Because I think that like right now Rumble still kind of like has that stigma of just being like, oh, this is where all the racists go. And so we're like, as like smaller creators, we're trying to eliminate that stigma of what Rumble is.
I
think that's a great idea.
I know Flawed's talked to the CEO of Rumble, Chris Pawlowski, quite a bit. Have you been in contact with him at all? Have you had any dialogues with him? Or
not Chris specifically, but I've talked to on occasion with some of the employees there. Like when they were launching the Rumble Studio, which is similar to StreamYard, one of the people that was developing it, he started to do just a couple streams on it just to show it off a little bit, and I was lucky enough to be able to join one of those streams and get to talk to him a little bit, give him my feedback on the website. And but what's cool is like they like employees do like watch our streams. They do like come in and ask questions and what do we think about things, and they're always like looking for feedback, which is great.
Yeah, I mean that sounds awesome that they actually care about the creators enough to be like, hey, how can we improve? We're not going to punish you for giving us any feedback. That gives me hope for the platform, and I hope more people go support the smaller creators on Rumble and let the world know, like, it's not only for political content. You can get a whole bunch of other stuff there.
Yeah, they're really trying to political content is still their bread and butter, but they're really trying to broaden their stuff. Like Barstool Sports now is on Rumble, and like the I can't remember what the owner's name is, but he's now has like stake in Rumble. So it's like they're really trying
Portnoy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So instead of taking money, he took shares in Rumble. So he's like, which means like he's invested in it. It's not just like I'm not just here to take money. I want to see Rumble grow, which is great. And they're really getting into the sports aspect, which so now it's just like, okay, they just need to invest more in like the younger audience and getting the younger audience onto Rumble to watch like gaming streams and pop culture stuff.
You know what? I was actually talking to MSK the other day, and I spoke to Tani last night, and I was saying, even if you can't put your videos on YouTube because they're too risque, I would highly recommend at least clipping them and putting them there for marketing and then sending people over to Rumble.
Yeah. Well, and like if they're like, I love what like I've seen like a bunch of people who stream both on YouTube and Rumble do, where it's like, okay, we're going to talk about these topics first here on YouTube, and then we got some riskier topics that we don't know how it's going to do on YouTube, so we're going to save that for the end of stream, and we're going to cut YouTube, go to Rumble, and just do the risque topics on Rumble, and then they kind of just slowly gets people to come over to Rumble. Which is
yeah, I think the Quartering does that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they do it on based AF Mondays. That was one of the first places where I saw they would do that shift. You know, I do like Rumble a bit, though they have had their share of technical issues.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They like there's still stuff like on the back end that they got to work with, like as far as like just making things more secure, because they get harassed more than any other website, I feel like, as far as like streaming goes. And they're always like updating like the user experience and making it better. Like within the next couple of weeks, they said that they're supposed to be getting like a raid feature, which is going to be nice. So we're going to be able to go and like once our stream ends, you can go raid somebody else's stream, which is going to be, I think, is going to be really critical, because I think that's something like having like these features that Twitch and YouTube have is going to be really important to get people that are that are not sure about Rumble to like, okay, I'm going to consider that more now.
Have they, you know, when it comes to any of the technical issues, have they been receptive to any of your feedback? Have they asked you for feedback? What's that been like?
They haven't like directly come to me for feedback, but like I said, when I went on to it's Rick's stream, Rick Roselia's stream, who did like the Rumble Studio. I've given him some of my feedback on Rumble, and he's like he wrote down like a bunch of like the stuff that I told him, and I haven't taken the opportunity yet, but because I'm in the program. They've been asking me like, hey, is there anything that we can do to make things better? And I haven't taken the opportunity yet to voice my opinions, but I really needed you take that opportunity.
I think Melee K here has a good example of a suggestion that probably is worth passing along to them. She says that Rumble has potential, but they really need a community manager and to iron out some major bugs. I mean, we addressed they do have those bugs, but you know, do they have anything that's, you know, like in an official capacity as far as community manager aware of, or is it really just kind of Chris and the folks that he's passing feedback along to?
I don't really think they have like a necessarily community manager. Like they pay attention to what people are saying on Twitter. They pay attention to what people say in streams. The thing is like people got to remember is that Rumble is a small team. They don't have the backing like YouTube and Twitch does. Like Twitch has Amazon, YouTube has Google. So they've got a much bigger team with more people that could handle a lot of this stuff. Obviously, they like YouTube and Twitch still have like issues because like they're dealing with like significantly more content and whatnot. But it's still a growing platform. It's still a growing like business as far as like people on there that are working on all these like different things. And also like Rumble's like people have complained about this. Rumble is like trying to diversify themselves. Like they're doing cloud service. They're doing they did the Rumble Studios, which is like StreamYards. They're trying to work on a bunch of different things at one time. So it's really like, so there's not like big teams focusing on like one single issue. It's like they're kind of spread. They kind of spread themselves a little thin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And people talked about this, but
Alpha Zero Omega in the Rumble chat says having familiar features will make Rumble an easier experience for newcomers.
Yeah.
I do think it's a good idea to go watch like other platforms and what they've succeeded. I think they're doing a good job. I think it does sound like we're ragging on them, but I think we're ragging on them with the intention to help them improve because we want them to succeed.
Yeah.
Melee says they're a small team, but they have no problem investing in big streamers. Some of that budget has to go to making themselves better. I can understand that, but you also have to understand when they have the big streamers on, that means more people are going to come on, which increases people to the platform. So I understand from both ends.
And all that investment was last year, and they've kind of realized like, okay, that was not the best idea last year, and so they're not really focusing on investing in these bigger streamers, any more bigger streamers. Like they've already signed the contracts that they've signed, so there's nothing that we can do about that. But they're really festing on this year. I think is more just infrastructure, small creators and whatnot, and as well as their ad program or their ad program, like similar to Google Ads.
I think that what you said earlier about how they're trying to shake that reputation of being a right-leaning site and be a video platform for everyone, it kind of goes hand in hand with signing those big streamers. It is a hard line to walk because it's like, well, do you invest in the infrastructure or do you try and get people onto your platform to see the value and potential in it? And as Rock said, I think it's a very fine line to walk, and it's a tough decision. And getting Barstool there is a big deal, but I think what they really need is like a Joe Rogan style deal, not to pay somebody like $200 million. I don't think they can do it, but to get some exclusive content on there, so people have to turn to them in order to get it. Like even if they did, like if they said, "Hey Dave, we want to make One Bite," which I think is probably Barstool's most popular series. Hey, we want to make the One Bite shorts, put those exclusively on Rumble. I think they'd probably see quite a bit of uptick in a user base because people would be like, okay, I really want to see those, and they get over there.
Yeah, and the thing though, like with investing into like these big creators, is that usually they're like people only come to Rumble for those big creators and then they leave. They don't really stick around to watch other stuff. Is what a lot of us have seen. Like there's some people that will stick around and look at other stuff on Rumble, but a lot of times when they invested in these big creators, it's like, okay, we're gonna come there for the big creator and then we're gonna leave.
Yeah.
So maybe part of the program, the small creator program, what they can do is pair you up for a stream with a bigger creator. That might not be a bad idea.
I think that would be a good idea. I don't know if they're. I think next time around they're gonna, because this only lasts like a month. And then I think the next time around, I think that would be like a good idea. Just kind of like do more events with the small creators, and then bring in some like the bigger creators to do like those events with the small creators. I think it would be a good idea.
I know, like early on, or at least early last year, I remember Flawed was doing raids and bringing groups to.
Shout out to Flawed.
Yeah.
Dude is a G. Great guy.
Amazing dude.
He's
been so helpful to me.
Everything he has.
Yeah, I think they need to bring that back with other creators. It'd be great if again, like what Kay said, if they have a community manager, it's hey, Dave Portnoy, go find some smaller creators and highlight them. I think that would make for great content too.
Yeah, I'm hoping when they do bring the raid feature that they're gonna do that again, because I think that'd be great. The issue that they had is that they shouldn't have advertised it, but like what happened a lot is like a lot of people would just create a Rumble account, stream for that day, and then CEO may get into their stream, drop some money on them, and then they would just leave and never show up again, which is like happening quite a bit.
I think what they should do, like if they're going to do something like that, they should also follow like the Twitter accounts, like in like the community, like who's talking and who's some people are a bit like I'm not gonna lie, some people are a bit shy, or some people aren't really like ready for Rumble, like to set everything up for it. So like if you see them on the social media platforms and they're talking about Rumble and giving them that little push might help, but like having people just open an account one time and then abandoning it after they get what they wanted, like that's not very ethical in my opinion. But
No.
Extra Zero, what we got on the list, my dude?
We got a lot of stuff we can talk about. Do we want to talk some pop culture stuff, or do we want to get into what went on with Gemini? There's a lot to unpack with that.
You know what? I say let's have the guest decide.
Pop culture. What do we got for pop culture stuff?
Oculus, you're not the guest. Shut up.
Oh, I'll be in my cave. Sorry.
Raiken, you down for pop culture?
Yeah, let's do pop culture.
All right.
All right. So Oculus, you want to pick the topic?
You could. What do we got for the topics?
So we could talk the Borderlands movie. There's this one popped up. I thought it was really weird where Robert Kirkman said that a Spider-Man and Invincible crossover would never happen. I thought that was a weird thing to address.
Yeah, I've been seeing I don't know. I feel like it's a marketing thing because now they're talking about other superheroes and Invincible.
Yeah,
like Omni-Man will beat Superman. I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to engage.
Another one we can talk about too is the report about Silk, the Amazon MCU show, or I guess it's technically Sony Spider-Verse show, has purged the writers' room to cater to a more male-leaning audience. Did you guys see this?
No, I don't even.
Interesting.
What is
I
Silk?
heard about it. Yes.
So Silk is yet another spider person in in the Marvel comics. Cindy Moon. She was bitten by the same spider that bit Peter. I think Silk predates Miles Morales, if I remember correctly.
Damn, New York, you got a spider problem.
Yeah. So Silk Spider Society. It was reported that they've Amazon themselves has let go the entire writers' room, despite the writer purge, Angela Kang, she's apparently got a multi-year deal with Amazon. She's stayed on as the showrunner, and believe it or not, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who you might know them from the Lego Movie and Into the Spider-Verse, they're going to be producing. So yeah, this should be interesting to see what they're doing. I mean, the fact of the matter is, and Endymion, who we had on a couple weeks ago, he talked about this and how Amazon's been seeing a lot of success with more traditional action series like Reacher and The Terminal. They've seen, massive success with those shows. The Boys as well. I think they see the writing on the wall here, and it would be nice to get some content that general audiences could enjoy, and it's not trying to skew towards a female audience. And then in addition to that, we talked about this before, it says that they're eyeing Nick Cage for a live action Spider-Man Noir. There's also conflicting reports that's been greenlit. So what do you guys think about this all?
I think anything with Nick Cage, I'm gonna probably watch. I know he's been in some bad movies, but I love the dude.
But I think they're basing him off on the Spider-Verse character, for him having a live action show, so that seems plausible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would watch it just because it's Nick Cage.
Everybody loves Nick Cage, man.
I like to shoot spiders with my hands.
No, dude. The dude lost all his money, but he's a big Superman fan, so how can I hate on him?
Yeah.
True Pop, you're probably the biggest Spider-Man fan on the panel. What do you think of all this?
Sony trying to retain Spider-Man rights. To be honest, they should have done this from the get-go instead of making stupid Venom, Madame Web, and Kraven the Hunter movies. With the success of Miles Morales and the Spider-Verse, they should be making Noir Spider-Man 2099. I mean, Sony has made some beautiful-looking Spider-Man movies with Amazing Spider-Man 2. So a 2099 film, I think, would be fantastic. Do I think these projects will be any good? I doubt it. I'm forgetting who's behind the Noir, but I've heard things about Silk, and it's not looking good, to be honest. Silk's
well, you think even with them purging the writers' room and kind of taking that kind of top-down approach to it, I mean that it's still it still is looking like it's a disaster in waiting.
I'm willing to bet it'll at least be fun, but dumb. You know, it was going to be dumb and nonsensical to watch, and now it's just going to be maybe fun, but still nonsensical, because I don't know, the people they hire, Sony, they just I feel like they just pick them off the street. Like whoever's cheapest, whoever's easiest to pick, will get to write this show. So it's really nothing to pay attention to. It's just like Sony is up to its tisms, and it's a weird position to be in, because you've got Disney wanting to have Spider-Man, and then you have Sony with their stupid shenanigans.
Well,
so it's
I think this is
who do you want it to be?
It's Sony properties, but they're having Amazon do it, which I think also introduces kind of an unknown element, because Amazon previously hadn't produced anything. It's kind of like when Netflix was doing their Marvel Cinematic Universe pieces that were tonally very different from what ABC was doing and what Disney was doing with the MCU. So I don't know. I think there is potential for both shows at this point, especially given the source saying that they realized the Terminal List and The Boys and Reacher were all popular, and to go for that audience. I think that's kind of telling to what we've been seeing going on in the landscape.
I'm still a little worried though, if even if they say they're going to cater to more of a male audience, it's like,
well, what kind of men?
What kind of men are they catering to? Because you got a lot of soy boys out there that probably would be more than happy to write the show, pretending like they're aiming towards men, but they're really aiming towards woke men, and women.
Men with blue hairs and maybe a little bit of genetic problems. Maybe.
Magnus, this is the Legion of Memers that Gary is always referring to. And if you're new here, I am Superman if he wasn't scared of green rocks, the leader, creator, and founder of the Legion of Memers. Thank you for being here. Everybody on this panel, except for the guest, is a member of the Legion of Memers. You can follow us all on Twitter as well. Appreciate you being here, mate.
Yeah, welcome on in. All right, next up, you guys want to talk more pop culture, because we got another potential disaster waiting to happen. Is anybody else a fan of American Psycho?
Well, there's just the memes.
Yeah.
Raiken, are you a fan of American Psycho?
I haven't seen it in a long time, so it's like I don't remember all that went on in that movie.
I'm in it for the memes.
Well,
yeah, I watched it because of the memes, and I don't get it, to be honest. It
represents like a Sigma Bale. That's what it is, just being Sigma.
I mean, it's a good film.
Is it?
It's a good film, but
is it? What was the message? What was the point of it?
There's several points. I had a fun conversation last year with Bruce Wayne from the Legion. He said it's an allegory for or it's a pro-socialism movie. I see it very different. I see it as what happens when you become consumed by corporatism. And I mean, I like the movie because it's very nuanced in its messaging. It's very nuanced in its story. It's basically a man who lives in excess and is consumed by it. He has nothing of value in his life, despite being very well off and despite being important. And what he chooses to, and it's kind of a cautionary tale of what he chooses to fill his psyche and his time with. I love those sort of movies, and I miss that sort of storytelling where it was up to the audience to decide, kind of like a book,
Yeah, kind of like a Rorschach drawing. Like what do you see here on this thing? And I gotta be honest with you, I'm not a fan of those movies.
If they were to do that to me, I see memes.
Right. Because it's just like, all right, you're showing me these ink blot drawings because you have no bloody idea what it is. That's why you're showing me this drawing.
I'm just surprised to hear that out of you, True Pop, because we've talked about nuanced storytelling and the difference between old Trek, and not specifically with you, but old comics and old Star Trek, where it was up to the audience to I don't like being told how to think or feel. I like look at all of look at the situation and you judge as an outsider. I like that sort of storytelling.
No.
So I'm surprised to hear that's.
Yeah, but that makes sense, right? That makes complete sense. You're right, Zero. But there's also the complete inverse, that opposite of that. It can be anything you want it to be, and I just don't like that either, to be honest. Like, a perfectly balanced is where it should be, as all things should be, as Thanos said.
I feel with the modern remake, we're going to be told how to think and feel,
probably.
And, so
we already got like a sequel to this, right, with Mila Kunis, correct?
Yeah, and that one, what a lot of people didn't like about that sequel is, I think what most people, it was a directed DVD sequel too.
So it tells you how good it was.
Yeah.
To be honest, I enjoy American Psycho's memes rather than the movie itself. I'm gonna be honest.
So if you're making a meme, you can use True Pop for your American Psycho meme today.
No, he can be Kenzo.
I just don't see the need to remake this movie though. Like there's certain movies it's like, okay, I see why they remade it, but like this doesn't seem like one of those movies that needs to be remade because it's not about because these movie like this is not about like, oh, it needs to be modernized. It's just like it's just a timepiece.
Do you reckon this remake is gonna get memed on as much as the original?
Oh, not as
probably
much,
for all the
but
wrong
I guarantee
reasons.
you when it first comes out, exactly. Raiken's spot on. I think it's going to get memed to high heaven when it comes out because it's going to not be fantastic.
Will he be
and
bad?
We're just going to destroy it.
Jared Leto or Jake Gyllenhaal would be my best guess. But
I think
problem
I'd probably go with what's his name?
Jared Leto was in the original.
He was, but I'm just
Timothy
saying
Chalamet, right?
Timothy Chalamet,
wasn't he
yeah.
killed
That's
in
what I
the
think they're going
original?
to use.
I mean, he was killed in the original. He can't come back to life.
No, they do a remake. I mean, it's a modern remake.
Yeah, it's not a sequel.
All right.
My problem too is that if it's a modern remake, is it even going to be set in the 1980s? I mean, that was a period of excess. It was again, like, you know, when I had that, and it was a healthy debate I had with Bruce Wayne from the Legion. It was not like a heated debate by any means, but it was a good debate nonetheless, because, you know, I think you even as somebody that like myself who embraces capitalism, I'm a fan of capitalism. Capitalism has done more in the world to bring people out of poverty than any other economic system. But you can look and be critical of systems, and you can be critical of excess and what happens when people are living in excess. I feel like if they were to do a modern remake, they're just going to be capitalism bad, and they're not going to give the audience any opportunity to look at nuance or I just the problem is you're going to have a lot of writers. Every other word is going to be fuck, because that's what modern writers think an intellectual is somebody that curses every other word. And
Husband Hotel.
Yeah. Well, it has been hotel. Yeah, it's we should talk about that sometime, because
I wonder
how about we go? Otherwise, I'm going to go on like a biblical accuracy rampage. Rants.
Raiken, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I wonder if they're also going to do some kind of like race baiting with this, because like they're for sure going to make sure like the person that does the killing is going to be a white dude, but are they going to like make it so where he's like killing a bunch of people of color, like just to make it seem like world's awful bad?
If we see it's Jordan Peele's American Psycho, we'll know.
Yeah.
Which, if he were to do that and he were to cast, because Jordan Peele and Tim Heidecker's gone off the fucking deep end, but if he were to do a Tim Heidecker American Psycho and to do that, I think that's the only way you'd be able to get like meme content out of it. I know Melee Games is sitting there rubbing his chin right now. It's like you're onto something extra.
You know what, guys? I want you to make some memes of who you would like to see as the new American Psycho out of the Legion crew. Have some fun with it. True Pop is going to be the main subject on those, I think.
What? Why me? What?
Because you're the most popular one and the most memed on.
Kenzo and Dermy are the most meme on.
Yes, beardless Kenzo for the new American Psycho.
Yeah.
Kenzo Kenzo's probably upset right now.
You know, it's funny. If he was cammed up, you'd be able to see a lot more red than you normally would when he had the beard. There was a weird story, pop culture. We'll move on to gaming for gaming and AI next. But did you guys see this? This made me laugh. Everybody knows who Werner Herzog is, right?
Yeah.
Refresh us for those who are not.
Werner Herzog is probably one of the most famous living documentary filmmakers. And
there's some acting in movies as well.
Yes. He was
in Mandalorian.
Famously in The Mandalorian, and also he did a spot on Rick and Morty before Rick and Morty became really shitty. But Werner Herzog says he watched the first 30 minutes of Barbie, which he compares to witnessing sheer hell as close as it gets. Could it be that the world of Barbie is sheer hell, according to Herzog?
Okay.
He's not wrong.
Well, it would definitely be sheer hell for men, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a feminist utopia, and that's what this is what hell looks like.
Is that what the guy normally wears? Because he looks like he's
that's how he looked in The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say that.
Nah, you just dress like a Star Wars character every day, Soups. No, that's what he does.
Come on, you'd do the same if you were in Star Wars.
For sure.
I wouldn't. I don't like Star Wars anymore.
Oh no, that's a fair point. Yeah.
We'll keep it going. There's not much to say on that. I just thought that was hilarious. This one here too. We talked Avatar. I don't have anything Avatar on the docket because other than the fact that it came out and FNT talked about it, I don't really think there's much in the way of news. But this was interesting. It came out that Destin Daniel Cretton is now set to write and direct the upcoming live-action Naruto movie. So it's going to be a movie, not a series. Interestingly, this is the same guy who co-wrote and directed Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. What do you guys think about this choice?
He was originally...
Why Lionsgate of all studios? Would it be on Netflix? Why you like Lionsgate? It's just kind of dumb.
Yeah. And he was going to direct and write Kang Dynasty, if I'm not mistaken. No, not right. He was going to direct it. Definitely direct it. And I think he moved away, and it's interesting because now he's doing Naruto, so he's keeping himself busy, I suppose. Shang-Chi,
as far as
wasn't great.
No, the fighting was great. So in Shang-Chi, I would say, and it kind of has that Naruto vibe, especially towards the end of Shang-Chi. So they may be able to nail that aspect of it. I just don't see Hollywood just doesn't get the stories of anime. They always have to rewrite it in their image, and it's just so I think they just see this as just like a foundation to build whatever story they want to tell. And that's what I'm worried about. It's it's not going to be a true fan of Naruto that's going to make the show.
It's also, nothing was learned from M. Night Shyamalan's Airbender movie or Last Airbender.
No, yeah. And I think they just see the success of One Piece, and they're hoping that they can grasp at that. And
yeah,
these animes really do not need to have a live action adaptation. They don't. I don't see the appeal to it.
The problem with Shang-Chi is it evolved into a typical Marvel movie when I always thought that Shang-Chi should have been a street level movie. I don't know what's with all the dragons and special effects towards the end. That's just whatever.
Well, they have to make him a character that's on the same power level as many of the other Marvel characters. Because if they bring in this guy that's only a street level fighter, how is he supposed to fight in any Marvel Avengers movie? Is what I think their thinking is. But I agree. I think he should have just been like a street level fighter with maybe just some like stronger than average person, and mostly focus on like the martial arts. Because when they were doing the martial arts in the beginning of the movie, it was great. It's like it felt like a Ip Man or movie, or like a trying to think of another martial arts movie that's really good. That's kind of just like on that same level, which is like which is enjoyable to watch. The Raid, just not as bloody.
I feel like he's not going to direct Shang Chi too, and he'll give it up to a new director.
Yeah, I doubt there'll be a sequel to Shang Chi because
No.
Shang Chi is like a. I think Stan Lee said this, that he's basically the Bruce Lee of the Marvel universe. You know, he's just a dude, but the most successful at fighting dude in the whole world. You know, that kind of thing, that kind of idea, that he can take on the world, but he's just a man, and kind of like Daredevil in a way, who can always take a punch. But no, maybe it's a right fit for him because, you know, special effects, you obviously need that in anime. But the thing is with anime, they're always weird because they always have to, you know, delete some stuff. They have to kind of normalize it for normies. And I think One Piece Netflix did it perfectly, where they kind of embraced the strangeness of the anime, but yeah, the writing was so solid that you kind of get past that and easily connect with it.
Well, just like the people who are translating the animes that were trying to localize it, it's like they feel like people in Hollywood think they need to localize the story to America because Americans won't get the story if it's not localized to America, and it's just, and they stick to like the Japanese writing. It's like, no, we enjoy the anime and we get the story, even though it's being created by a Japanese person and has Japanese culture in it. We still get the story and still enjoy it. So you don't need to localize the story, which is what they're most likely going to do.
I mean, the whole point of us watching it is to enjoy Japanese culture.
Exactly. And yeah, I don't think they're going to nail this.
I mean, it's sad because I think a lot of people actually do want to see this kind of stuff, but they want it to be good. And there's not much, we can do if they don't listen to us. Keep the creators in there. I think, One Piece is a great template for what they can do, and it succeeded. It did very, very well. But the newer ones are not good because they didn't listen to the creators. They just screw everybody. So
the other thing too that I'm worried about this is just like Naruto is such like a very fast-paced combat style, which works with anime, but it doesn't translate well with you're gonna have to CGI all the combat. The reason why One Piece did well is because like the combat was very minimally CGI. Like they obviously had a CGI Luffy with his stretchy arms fighting, but Zoro, Sanji, all those guys, their combat was actual like stunts, martial arts. They were actually doing like all the fighting. It wasn't CGI fighting. So that's made it really appealing. It made it really enjoyable. You're not going to get that same enjoyment with like with heavily CGI combat. I feel like with Naruto.
Sorry, Mephisto, I had to switch to my phone because I have to take care of some things. So I apologize for the bad mic sound, everybody. I'll keep my talk to a minimum.
And I just completed a meme.
I figured. Whenever I see your head down like that, that means you're working on something.
You'll know when it's posted because True Pop's gonna make a face.
Well, okay. Can't wait.
Before we move past the pop culture stuff, I had a story we didn't get to last week, and this is actually more or less a quick hit because it is interesting. There's some double standards to the localization stuff And this was relatively quiet. I'm not sure if you saw this, Raiken. Most people that know me know that I'm a big Transformers fan. We talked about this last year with Earthspark, and they had a character named Nightshade. Now, this show is aimed at children, and there's been 2 episodes that spotlight this character. The character is not a non-binary robot, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, what's the big deal?" Well, the thing is the character is used as a vehicle to teach children about using they/them pronouns. What's interesting is the Japanese dub has changed Nightshade to a female character, and some of the fandom is outraged about this. They're calling it malicious censorship. I think it's very interesting seeing like what we're seeing between the East and the West and their standards. And I'm kind of curious if going forward we're going to start seeing the inverse of what's happening here happen in Asian countries. You have any thoughts on that?
Well, one is like, yeah, we have like all these gender identities and stuff in America that like these made up words that we've created. Is like, one, they probably don't have these words in the Japanese language and Chinese language or whatever language. Like they have like their own. They probably don't even just have their own versions of these words. So they're going to have to do what they can to, one, make it easily translatable so people understand, and 2, it's like they probably are not really into Americans' culture as far as when it comes to gender identity, and so they probably don't want to push that onto their kids, and they don't want to Americanize their country because they're very much about their own culture.
Yeah.
They don't need to have other cultures infiltrating into their country.
Well, especially in a land where they have issues, social issues, declining birth rates. I don't pass judgment on what any adult chooses to do, but I do think that there are social contagions, and I do think if you're going to have a healthy society, you need to have people that are postured to make the next generation of people, and I don't think stuff like this really helps.
No, they definitely does not help because they want to see more traditional relationships. They want to see birth rates going up. They want to see families. Well, and the other thing too, what is like they're very monoculture. We're very multicultural. We have like all these different cultural identities in America, and it's like Japan's like, nope, we're monoculture. We're going to stick to our culture. We don't care about other cultures. Not that I shouldn't say they don't care about other cultures. It's just like, it's not our culture. We respect your culture. It's not ours. And people think they have a right to push their beliefs onto the Japanese. And Japan's just kind of like, nope.
I like the Japanese when they do that. It's like, no, it's our stuff. We're going to do it the way we want to do it. If you guys want to enjoy it, that's fine. If not, you can fuck off.
And I mean, it was like, you kind of heard that when they were talking about with the creator and the One Piece, like he was like very firm. It's like, you're not going to change these things in the anime. You're not going to push relationships. You're not going to push just changing. You're not going to change the characters to like have like all these different love interests and whatnot. It's like, that's not my anime. You're not going to have a say as far as when it comes to that stuff.
Extra Zero, what we got next?
So next up, we have a couple things we can talk about. Let's do like a kind of a. We'll start off with some of the good that AI is doing. I thought this was really cool, and it's an interesting application of AI. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the NBA actually demoed this, where basically they were able to take an NBA game. And I think we talked about this back. When the Super Bowl happened, they did something similar. But Chris Miller speaks on the NBA's new AI system that allows you to watch games in the animated style of films, such as the Spider-Verse. Now, there is criticism of it. This janky as AI looks nothing like the handcrafted innovative artistry of the films. Let's take a look at this.
NBAi.
Let me cut the audio on this, but that way you can see this. They're calling it NBAi. and they're gonna show basically what this does.
Isn't it like weird that Spider-Verse style has
they're
become
just
a thing now as well?
Yeah,
This is not Spider-Verse. It looks like a cutscene from a PS3 game.
it looks like that.
It slightly has the comic book Spider-Verse vibes, but
Yeah.
see what they're doing.
Now, I get it. I know a lot of people don't like AI. I think, look, if you're watching a basketball game, and I know as somebody that likes baseball, sometimes I'll just listen to the game on the radio, or put the game on in the background. I think this is cool, especially if people are just, they're just interested in the score and see what's going on. When I was a kid, I didn't like watching sports at all. I see this as a good way to, make sports exciting for younger audiences, or for people that just want to have something different, or want to have it, they're interested in hearing the announcers and, giving it a little bit more flair. It's a fun thing. I don't think it's ruining anything. I'm curious what you guys think about this.
I think it's going to be just like an easy way to make quick content to get people's attention. It's not going to replace like long form content of like cartoons and
I think it will be
whatnot.
used as a tool, like Raiken says in like whatever people's online videos, but I don't see like the studios picking it up.
No,
I do think AI does have potential for animation in terms of filling in for a Korean studio doing your in-betweens, but even that, it's not there yet, but it does have potential to get to that part, so it could save money for production studios. But
especially when you like need to just make something that's really quick, that's kind of just like throwaway content. That's what this is going to be good for. It's just throwaway content.
That's like, I've seen a lot of people that were sort of against AI to begin with now using AI thumbnails. So it's that kind of thing, why pay an artist to make a big thumbnail for you that you're going to use once? Like, so
right.
I do get that throwaway content side of things, most definitely.
So let's get to our fun story. You guys, I'm sure you're all aware of what's gone on with Google Gemini.
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard about this yesterday.
AI is
So, from The Verge, Google apologizes for missing the mark after, and this was the line, like people were complaining about some of the racial bias that this AI image search had, but what crossed the line was when it made racially diverse images of the bad guys from World War II. So let me read you the first couple
I was
paragraphs.
more offended at the ginger ones personally, but whatever gets on your nerves, I guess.
Oh, we see them 100 times in all cross media, where the race changed the gingers.
This is true.
It's funny too that this was the line for them. Do you guys remember when EA had Battlefield 1? Did any of you guys play that game?
Heard about it.
Well, that was the more interesting thing about the game, is that it was the Germans were the bad guys, and that it was a World War I game, and yet they made racially diverse German soldiers. But yeah, this was the line for Google. And I'll just read the first couple paragraphs before we get into the discussion. This says, Google's apologized for what it describes as inaccuracies in some historical image generation depictions with its Gemini AI tool, saying its attempts at creating a, quote, wide range of results missed the mark. The statement follows criticism that it depicted several white figures like the U.S. founding fathers or groups of bad guy from Germany, bad guy from World War II soldiers as people of color, possibly an overcorrection of long-standing racial bias problems in AI. Quote, we're aware that Gemini is offering inaccuracies in some historical image generation depictions, says the Google statement posted this afternoon on X. We're working to improve these kinds of depictions immediately. Gemini's AI image generation does generate a wide range of people, and that's generally a good thing because people around the world use it, but it's missing the mark here. And I believe, here's the picture right there for anybody that hasn't seen it. And the quote was, or the prompt rather was, can you generate an image of a 1943 German soldier for me? It should be an illustration. And I won't be shocked if there's an X-ray girl meme floating around here.
I don't know how, like, Google has the most data on Earth. They have so much they could put into this AI. Like, literally, the plot of what's that movie called? With the robot Ex Machina. Yeah, they literally said that they put search engine data into that machine, and that's why it was uber intelligent on human behavior. And now I see this, and it's just like, Google, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is a stupid ass AI.
Yeah, the keyword is overcorrection that they use multiple times. So it's interesting that that they're acknowledging that, and there's kind of like the cat's out of the bag. They've kind of had to admit that that's where they're going with this. And pause it real quick. We got a 199 from Winterfell saying, "Never stop. The Legion must be heard." Winterfell, thank you so much for popping in, my dude.
Hey, hail to you, my dude. Thank you so much.
So, Raiken, do you have any thoughts on this? Have you done any commentary on Gemini?
I just only found out about this like the other day. I did see like the one where I did see that picture of them race swapping like the German soldiers. And I was like, I didn't realize that it was like Gemini that was doing this. I was just like, oh my god, AI is really doing this. It's like, this is crazy.
Here's
what happens when
another one. Images featuring diverse U.S. senators from the 1800s. Is that Alan from Film Threat?
I saw one of show a 1600s English king eating watermelon, and they were quite hilarious. Yeah.
Well, it's just part of this. Like, it feels like it's just part of like the agenda of like them wanting to replace historical figures with people of color, because like that they've been doing in like pop culture and TV shows and whatnot. It's just like they've now infused that into AI, but they kind of turned against them.
Yeah. Well, I think part of it too is it's kind of like the boiling frog effect. It's like my wife loves the show Bridgerton, and I'm just like, and where they get people is it's the story that matters, not the casting, and they just kind of slowly condition people into giving up their own period pieces. And I mean, like, I don't think I'm the most racially ambiguous looking person, but I am half I am half Hispanic, so I don't I'm Irish and a Spanish mutt, and I don't really look at things the same as a lot of people, but I do respect where people have their cultures, and they want to see that reflected appropriately. But I do see areas where people are just being conditioned to think that because we're a big melting pot, their culture doesn't matter. Meanwhile, a lot of people are being propped up and have their culture put on a pedestal. I think everybody's should be respected. And going back to like what you said about the East, I think that there's a lot that matters, that when people see it's not representation as much as seeing your culture respected.
Right. Well, what is it that Cleopatra?
Yes.
Thing where like they were having, I forget what the race was that they swapped Cleopatra to.
Yeah, they made her African when she was really Greek, and the Egyptian people are more Arabic in nature, and they were upset about that as well, because they were like, this is inaccurate.
Like they just, people were not respecting their culture and their history.
And I think it's unfortunate that just being critical of that is being conflated with racism, when it's not a matter of racism or bias. It's just saying, hey, this is how it was. We would like to be respected. Just as if you made a Shaka Zulu movie and cast Ryan Gosling, a lot of people would have a lot of problems with that. And
I say we should start doing parody movies like that. For every time they screw with people's race or whatever, other people should be making parody movies about whatever race the character is.
We'll just cast Mazda as George Washington Carver.
I feel like
I know. Like Ryan Kinnel needs to be cast in everything, though.
I feel like that'd be some great skits for like Normal World or something.
Oh, that'd be Quarter Black. Get on that, please.
Let's talk some good news. So Raiken, you're into gaming. Have you been playing Helldivers at all?
I have not. I've been thinking about grabbing it because I just seen a lot of people have been having fun with it, and I hesitated at first because I looked it up on Steam. I was like, it had mixed reviews on it. I was like, oh, like maybe it's not that great, but people are still streaming it and playing it. I'm like, maybe I should jump into this and play it.
Now I've been playing it. I wanted to play it last week. Unfortunately, I was unable to or last weekend because the servers were down. Now they just fixed it. They just made it so that they increased the server cap from 50,000 to 70,000, and they also added a 15-minute AFK timeout because people were just kind of sitting in servers, afraid of being kicked and afraid of being unable to rejoin the servers. I think that's a smart move. The CEO came out with a massive W. He had an interaction with a fan on Twitter, and he said this. So this is the CEO right here, Piles Stead. I'm not sure how you say it, but someone said, all of you talking up Helldivers 2 need to stop that shit right now. You're making me want to buy it and I have no money. And the CEO actually came in and said, if you have no cash, get it later. While we made a really fun game, it's worth waiting until the servers can support the capacity. I mean, as CEO, I of course want the game to be as profitable as possible, but don't spend your last money and get stuck in server queues. I'd be heartbroken. I think that's like a really pro-consumer stance. This game also. Oh, go ahead.
It shows that he cares about his product too. It's like he's not about making as much money as he can. He's about providing a quality product for the consumer to enjoy, which is great. We need more game CEOs or video game CEOs that have that mindset, because it feels like it's just all like, it's all about money.
And goodwill goes a long way. John Connors even says here, I bought the game, but that post made me buy the Super Citizen package. And
I just bought the game yesterday. I've sunk 4 hours into it, and it is quite addicting. I'll probably play it right after this stream, in fact. But no, I can definitely see why people play it all the time, and I kind of frustrated with the server issues. But no, it's also great that the CEO is doing the right moves. He knows that he has a successful game on his hand and he needs to handle it well.
It really goes to show what happened. Like, so this is a live service game, and we've had a lot of discussions on this channel about live service gaming, especially with as much as we've covered of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. These games are a week apart in release date, and this game has been just on top of the PlayStation and Steam charts. Meanwhile, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is at its peak of this week, was 1,000 players on Steam, and at points it's been in the low hundreds. I think at one point the lowest was 128 concurrent players on Steam for a AAA game. And it really shows the difference between respecting your customer. And the thing that's awesome about Helldivers is that you don't have to spend a penny outside of your initial purchase of the game in order to get in-game currency. So if you want cosmetics, you can actually earn them, and you don't really have to grind for them. Meanwhile, Suicide Squad: The Kill the Justice League, if you want a costume, it's $10 in addition to a $70 game. This game released for $40 US if you just got the standard edition. So,
yeah,
less time grinding for shit and more time grinding Moz's mum.
Yeah, too many gaming companies nowadays are just catering towards they're catering towards two things. They're either catering towards a woke agenda, or they're catering towards their investors. And so in both cases, you wind up with a shitty game that's just trying to sell you on microtransactions, and instead of focusing on building a game that's actually fun to play and will make you want to continue playing it and bring you back for more.
Yeah, and this game has a good gameplay loop too. It's not just about killing bugs. There actually is like this whole automaton sub-faction in the game, and you actually go around fighting robots. So, and there's 2 sectors of the map that are unidentified. I'm really curious to see where this game goes in its roadmap. And the other thing I think too is that this game doesn't beat you over the head with story. It's just about a good, fun, good, fun, escapist gameplay.
And yeah, I definitely see the replayability to this because I also played I have played the Starship Troopers game that's in early access right now, and while it's fun, it's really repetitive, and there's nothing really bringing me back to play that game over and over again. Whereas I see this game, while also still in early access, has like a lot of things bringing people back to play it and wanting to continue playing it over and over again, which is exciting to see in a game.
Let's. I don't want to. I don't think there's much to say about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That hasn't already been said, but there is something I saw trending. This came from Beware the Batman. Raiken, are you a fan of the Arkham games?
I haven't played them a whole lot. I've only played a little bit of Arkham, the first Arkham game.
Gotcha. This was the Suicide Squad game we didn't get. So Beware the Batman posted this a couple days ago, or 4 days ago, rather. We get concept art for the canceled Suicide Squad game from WB Montreal. This was supposed to be the follow-up to Origins. They also had a Blackgate sequel planned that was probably going to release alongside it with Bane. I'm not sure if Bane was going to be playable in that.
Wait, the follow-up to Origins?
Yeah. Yes. So they were supposed to set up the Suicide Squad game in a follow-up to Origins. I'm guessing it's not going to be a direct sequel to Origins. Rather, it was meant to be, WB Montreal's next game. And I think Origins is a really underrated game.
Instead of Gotham Knights. This is supposed to be the game.
Yeah.
WB Montreal instead made Gotham Knights. And everyone was like theorizing, "Oh, maybe we'll have a Batman game with Court of Owls in them," but turned out that's not quite the case. They just made a completely separate kind of game and ended up with Gotham Knights, which was terrible. And everyone was kind of speculating, "Oh, they're going to make something connected with the Arkham world," and it wasn't really. So I'm curious about this.
One of the key takeaways here: the signature look for our characters looks. The signature look for our characters looks illustrated and has mass appeal. While it's not photorealistic, it looks like stylized realism, similar to an idealized illustration. Idealized body proportions with appealing features, slightly exaggerated and larger than life character design, unique character silhouettes through armor, clothing, gear, and accessories. Believable materials, high contrast rim lights to make characters pop in the background. I like this face for Harley better. It's more in keeping with Arkham. I don't really. This doesn't really look.
It's a Margot Robbie look like.
Yeah. I mean, the armor makes sense. Like if she was going to be working with Amanda Waller, I think this would be an appropriate uniform. Some sketches for Harley. It looks like Zaz was supposed to be in this. Unless it's just a generic prisoner, and then you get a look here with, I guess that's Bane. I can't really tell.
Bane was, I'm pretty sure, left kind of brain dead after the.
Well, this would I think
brain
be,
dead,
yeah.
So I don't know.
There's this Elseworlds though.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that Blackgate? I think they did like a release in the 3DS. Like alongside Origins, like I think called Arkham Origins Blackgate. It's like a 3DS release.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know why like they made the Suicide Squad game. Like why were they fighting the Justice League in the first place? That alone didn't make sense to me.
True Pop, you know the story origins for that, right?
Sorry, you lost me.
Like, why did they why did they decide on like having like the Suicide Squad fight the Justice League in the first place? Like that doesn't make sense to me at all. Like if you were gonna have like a video game where like Justice League turns evil or whatever, and you're supposed to and like you got to stop the Justice League, it would have been better with like as a Teen Titans game. Because at least it makes sense like in the comic universe.
No, anything else they could have done would have been a better idea than Suicide Squad. The thing is, the idea behind Suicide Squad is just like, oh, kill the Justice League. It's meant to be kind of like this catchy kind of thing, like, oh, we're killing the Justice League. Like that's never been done before. It's meant to be kind of edgy and kind of catch you, hook you into it. And when I first heard that, kill the Justice League, I'm like, okay, they're probably going to handle it in a smart way. They're not just going to outright kill the Justice League, right? They probably have some sort of plan. No, they just kind of did what the title says. And I'm just like, how on God's green earth did you ever think this was a good idea?
No
idea. I can't explain stupidity, you know? It's difficult to...
Like you're taking these C or B level villains and they're killing like superheroes that can destroy mountains.
They kill Superman with a gun.
Wait, what?
That's how ultimately Superman dies, is that he goes down with gunfire.
It just plops on the ground, and then you move on to Brainiac.
I think the problem, I've been saying this for a while, is that I think you have a lot of quote unquote creatives now that think subversion is an appropriate replacement for actual creative writing and creative scenarios. And the whole, well, what if we have the Suicide Squad kill the Justice League? I mean, that could make for a really good game, but you know, the execution is the execution is a huge part of it. I think, you guys remember like Prototype, that game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Suicide Squad was a bad choice for that. I think a great concept for a game would be like, what if you do like a power fantasy game? And again, it couldn't be a live service game. And I think making it a live service game was the biggest black eye on it. And now at the post-mortem, the people that were shilling for the game are admitting that was a bad idea, going, this wasn't the best choice. But to have a game where you play as shit, why am I blanking on his name right now? Superman kills him. No.
Joker?
No, not Joker. I mean, if they had a game where you play as like Sinestro and you go into power fantasy there, or Doomsday. If you had a game that was like structured like Prototype, you play as Doomsday, or you play as Brainiac, or you play as Lex Luthor, and like a good concept would be like run with the end of Arkham Knight where Batman dies. Luthor figures out that Bruce Wayne was Batman, and he finds his, again, like in this game, they kind of change things around where after Arkham Knight, Batman actually survives, and then he syncs up with the Justice League. But, Luthor finds Batman's, contingency plan for taking out the Justice League. Something like that.
I mean, I still think this would have been better as like a Teen Titans game, just because it makes sense in comic book, because there was actual comic books where like the Teen Titans saved the Justice League. So
and
Batman takes down the Justice League because he's Batman.
I dislike live service games, but they should have made it like a four player game. And I think using it's not the same Rocksteady anymore. You can see where the pedigree of the developers has changed hands. The founders are gone. But make something that's kind of like a co-op game, and I think that would have worked. I think that the problem is WB Games, like for every hit that they have, for every Hogwarts Legacy that's a complete game, they come out with like a Mortal Kombat 1 or these games where they're focused on how can we monetize the players, how can we fuck them over as much as we can, how can we squeeze. I mean, Mortal Kombat 1 has $10 seasonal fatalities. And
just real quick, shout out to DJ Direwolf for being a member for 2 months, leaving a message saying, yo, my dude.
Yo, indeed. Yo, indeed. Very precise and to the point.
let's keep it moving along. Let's see. We can talk more AI if you guys want. We talked
What
about
about
this. I think,
Borderlands?
Just real quick, anybody who's making memes, finish them memes up. We got memes coming up soon.
Yeah. Let's talk Borderlands, since that straddles the line of gaming and pop culture.
Have you heard what there's this VTuber called
Now, careful about VTubers. We don't want to get. We don't want to get.
No. She's kind of famous. Pickin or something like that. I can't remember her name.
It's Amaranth.
yeah, and she commented on the Borderlands trailer saying, "Why is everyone so old?" And Sargon had a great response to her because I can't remember. I'm gonna find this tweet because it was an awesome response. Let me just find it.
Yeah,
but it's terrible. My fault. yeah. Her. There was this kind of interaction that I found hit the nail on the head, shall we say? I'll find it. But yeah, so, you guys carry on talking.
There's the shot. I mean, I saw somebody say that this looks like a feature-length Super Bowl commercial. Where they're bringing in like the star-studded cast for the Super Bowl commercial, and everybody's supposed to be an approximation. None of it's supposed to be, really, it's just kind of supposed to be tongue-in-cheek. This just doesn't look right to me. I mean, that's not Tiny Tina. I mean, Jack Black is Claptrap when you have, Claptrap's voice actor still doing the, Kate Blanchett's fine. I think she's a little old to be Lilith.
How old is she?
She's 54. Kevin Hart is way too small to be Roland.
I still smash her, but she shouldn't be playing like a fucking 20-year-old or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, and if they want to make this a cinematic universe, I think Kate Blanchett was not the best choice to be Lilith, considering, again,
isn't Lilith supposed to be like a much younger character?
Yeah, and Terry Crews would have been perfect as Roland if they cast him. Wookie B. Bad chimed in with a $5. Thank you, my dude. You didn't have to do that.
Hey,
I think they thought it's like, this game is supposed to be kind of goofy, funny. Let's put Kevin Hart in it so that we have that goofy, funny element. And
but Terry Crews could have been that.
Yes, for sure. But I think they're like, but they see Kevin Hart more as like a comedy guy. So it's like, okay, he's a funny comedy guy, so we'll throw him in there. And he's the only dude where you see his face in this movie. As you can tell, they didn't bring in any of the other male characters.
Well, Bobby Lee's face is in there. I'm not sure who he's supposed to be. Yeah, but I did see Bobby Lee's face. But
Wookie Be Bad, the super chat says there is a IGN trailer breakdown with Randy Pitchford that explains why the movie is broken. Thank you for the $5, my man. Appreciate you.
And Mephisto chimes in and says, "Why not adapt Tales from the Borderlands? It's much more story driven than the main game. I mean, there's so much they could do in universe, with other characters. I don't understand the hard on to adapt, and like, I don't understand the hard on to adapt movies or games into movies. I've never understood that.
I think it's just because they see video games as a bigger industry now than movies, and so the movie industry is trying to capitalize on that. They're doing it very unsuccessfully.
And D.I. Darwell says, in Borderlands 1, Lilith was only 22.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that with Last of Us and all that, they know that there's an audience that probably would like this story. I think one of the problems that I see with games now is that they're, I think it was Jake Baldino that said this from Game Ranks, and it's funny because Jake's not in any of the culture war stuff, but he made some comment that resonated with me where he's like, the problem I see with games, or he was talking about Suicide Squad, is that it's a live service game, and when you have 4 people and they just want to play a game with their friends, and then you make them watch a cutscene, ultimately that's not what a live service game should be. And you want people to just want to play the game and get in. And like, you do have people that want to experience a story, and that's great for single player. And I know he wouldn't say this given his content, but I think that the problem with a lot of games we've seen with Spider-Man 2 and Alan Wake 2 and a lot of the stuff that is more modern, especially Sony Santa Monica stuff, God of War Ragnarok's another one. We're seeing this problem where they're building a movie and adding gameplay to it rather than building a game and fleshing out the story. You know, and
I'm still trying to find it. Damn it.
Yeah, we're looking for
impression. I'm trying to find Sargon's response to someone else's response to a trailer. It is difficult because I don't. It's easy to do on the phone on Twitter, where you just search up on a Twitter profile. You search up what they search up words, but I don't know how to do that on PC. It might take me a while. I don't know if I can find it.
But I mean, Raiken, what's your stance on like the story, the balance of story in games in the modern landscape as a gamer yourself? Like, you want more story, less story?
Here's the thing. I like a game with a really good, captivating story that like keeps me wanting to come back just to finish it and get through it. For instance, I really liked Baldur's Gate 3. It had a great story. There's a lot to it but like I felt very involved in the story because there's choices that you had to make. They made the story part of the gameplay rather than the story just happening. You got to make choices for the story to evolve, and I think that was really important. Whereas like nowadays, it just feels like video games are so heavily focused on just making sure that they tell this story that they're really lacking as far as the interactivity with the story, and they're really lacking with like making the game as fun as possible. Like it feels like most games now, it's like, okay, I'm going to get through this gameplay just so I can continue on with the story and understand what's going on, rather than like, it's like, I'm enjoying this this game a lot. I'm having fun playing it. And I'm like making all these decisions in the video game that's really deciding what's happening in the story. And I keep wanting to play it more and more and more. And it's just been a lot of games lately, I feel like.
Extra Zero, is it about that time?
I think it is about that time. So let me go ahead and get our...
Just got my last one in. Just got it in.
Literally. All right. Let me go ahead. We'll get the thread prepped and ready here and refresh.
And just so you guys know, if you're making memes for our show or any other show, just hashtag the Legion of Memers and at us, and as soon as I see it, I will reshare it. If it is YouTube appropriate, we will also bring it up.
All right. Well, without further ado, it is time for the meme break. All right. So let's see what we got first. This comes from Skirmitar. Skirmitar says, music okay, tested on YouTube. Let's take a look.
Fuck him, dog cunt.
Is that Bella Delphine? Wow.
Yes.
So here's the one I made. Here's True Pop in the modern remake of American Psycho.
That's accurate.
Ooh.
What do you think of Huey Lewis's album, Poppy?
Skirmitar says, hashtag shave Kenzo. And we'll leave this up for a minute, I think.
Just ban that shit, man.
I have no idea who Huey Lewis is.
And that's why I'm getting the axe there. From core member. Here's Hermione Granger cast for the future WB.
Zendaya.
Core member.
Oh no, it's gonna be Zendaya, isn't it?
Through hate we love.
Tag Labs in that one. Oh god, if you didn't see the full Aussie this morning, it was a great show.
If you see Skirmitar's intro was freaking amazing, dude. Great work.
I knew he was cooking something up because he's like, "Can I get a front photo of you and a side profile picture?" And I was just like, "Okay, either he's got a good meme idea, or I'm gonna be in the intro." But Lethal came in this morning dressed in his.
That's a pimp named Lethal. Thank you very much.
a pimp named Lethal showed up in his full-on pimp suit this morning. Here we go from Tris. Lethal today. He's the ex-pimp. He's homeless and holeless. Pimp lives matter.
Pimp lives matter. Keep your pimp hand strong.
Here's from Kenzo. Here's True Pop. Pop's 96 pure pop culture Vegas adventures.
It's Justin Bieber smoking crack at a Vegas spot.
Who's behind me?
John Goodman.
It's Dermy.
Kevin James. It's Kevin James.
Wow. Amazing.
So,
when in Rome,
True Pop is not happy with the Vegas memes.
what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It's not that I'm not happy. I'm just amazed. Like seeing my face and stuff is just always bewildering to me. Like I just look at it and it's like looking at like I don't know.
Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So leading up to Vegas, make sure to hashtag True Pop Culture and all your Vegas memes.
Gets mad bitch.
Oh Lord, from Tris, Kenzo got balls.
I don't know what's going on.
What would be worse, shaving your facial hair or shaving your hair?
Here we get also from Tris. Somebody gonna get their ass kicked. Somebody gonna get their wig split. And here's Dermy Wormy generated.
Sexual chocolate tacos for everyone.
Shaquille O'Neal, but with glasses.
Tacos, but with chocolate. Now there's an idea.
Oh yeah, you'd love it.
Tris writes that damn jacket, and we got Mazza. Lesbianism is not as bad as homosexuality in practical terms. Here we get another one from Tris. Kenzo, why are you dressed for church? Lethal, these are my work clothes. Kenzo, are you hosting Jeopardy? Lethal, I am a pimp. Also from Tris, here's Pop arriving in Vegas. I don't think you're ready for that heat, man.
I've been to Spain.
I'm ginger.
48 degrees. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is me, by the way, after my 10-hour shift today.
Should be that like in April.
And he still doesn't know what Huey Lewis is.
So I went to Vegas in November, though, so it was like...
Yeah, it's in April. It's not going to be that bad with as far as heat goes.
Oh, thank God.
No, it's like August would be the worst time to go to Vegas.
I didn't know Lethal was going to the meetup.
He's a pimp named Lethal. He's got to take care of his hose. His hose is worldwide.
More of Pop's Misadventures. Polish man asking what is a gilf? Also from Tris, which is worth pimp, lethal, or lesbian?
A lot of full Aussie.
I love that I captured that picture of Maz. I put that.
It's like the Bane photo. Like that's what Bane does. Like,
what do you mean you love his memes? You're supposed to be on my side.
There you go. From Mr. Black, we get Holly Bailey in her next role as Patricia Bateman.
I mean, they're going to turn it into a musical, so.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey, and from us, Mr. Black, we get Mr. McConaughey in 12 Years a Slave. I posted two more. Let me pull these up because I think I posted them in the wrong thread. But I want to share the one I did that broke the Side Scrollers crew.
Do me a favor, just look under the hashtag.
Yeah,
that might be him.
Yeah, Pop, their memes were just to show like how happy I am that you're going to get to go to Vegas, man. I really am. Like, big up. Yeah. It's going to be dope. Yeah. Man. I wish I could come with you in your suitcase, man, but I just
no worries, man. It's crazy, but
I did remove the licensed audio from this, so this is good for YouTube now.
Oh no.
But I made a meme of Melee Games There is a There's now lore with Peggy Hill and James, and it got shown on side scrollers, and it completely broke the cast here. So,
Sure, stop the presses. We got a tip the other day from the account.
I want to hear about it.
And I got to tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute detail.
So the fun thing was, James was doing a stream. I tipped him, and he uses Stream Elements, and you can type in whatever name you want the tip to be from if you want to do an anonymous tip. And I made the donation name, I like to get pegged. So James literally goes, "Thank you, I like to get pegged."
When the Legion of Memers are involved, y'all got to be careful. Watch yourself.
Apparently, you just read it. You didn't have to even put any tongue twisters or anything like that.
So they were all reacting to the video of James in bed with Peggy Hill.
We don't call her Peggy for nothing.
Well, it's literally Hank Hill walks in. I did the voice of Hank and was like, "Peggy, what are you doing in bed with that Canadian fella?" And she goes, "You want to know why they call me Peggy?" And then James comes in and goes, "Thank you, I like to get pegged."
Oh.
Memes.
So we're coming up towards the tail end of the show. I want to make sure everybody has outros. Extra Zero, can you lead that? Because my mic is doo-doo water.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll start off with the one, the only True Pop. And that face.
I hate going first.
We know that you want to be on the solo layout.
I hate you guys.
Don't blush, True.
I hate going
I'm
outro first. All right. I need to think of what I want to chill out. So, as you guys have probably heard, I am going to Vegas on April for an erotic meetup. There's still some things to sort out, but it's looking likely that I'm going.
Yes.
Please do support the channel over on True Pop Culture 7 to kind of help me finance, because this was hella expensive. So if you'd like to give me some support, just do it on there. Yeah, exactly. The hoes do indeed cost money. Sorry, I am absolutely knackered after work, so my brain's operating on like 10% level. Tomorrow I will be discussing Madame Web on the Metals Forge with Mark the Cyborg and Metal Commander and Meme Repository. So I said to myself, I'm gonna watch Madame Web again on the high seas this time, not in the cinemas. I'm not that daft. So that should be fun. Guys, check me out on there. I'm very humbled to be joining the guys talking about a trash movie. And yeah, I'm working on adding a host to the True Pop Culture 7 show, so expect a regular date and time for the True Pop Culture 7 show soon. But as of right now, you can expect a character study stream or a True Pop Culture 7 stream. Weekday nights for me, evenings for Americans. So, yeah, I bought Helldivers 2. I like it. And I'll probably stream it a little bit. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. So stay tuned for streams on Helldivers. Skeletor, I see a chat there. I see a chat.
He says, by the way, True Pop is sus. He instantly knew.
Sussy box.
He instantly knew that Shave Kendall's clip was Belly.
Well, Skeletor, that's because I followed Degenerates on Twitter.
I wish I could meet you in Vegas, Cell Shade. We could share a hotel room.
And he's coming in as a member for 4 months. Thank you very much, Cell Shade. So we'll
My
keep it
dude.
moving along. Oculus, man, what do you have going on this week?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter. Well, next week I will likely post memes. Don't worry, I'll be posting memes next Friday Night Tights, which will probably mostly Dune related. Because next week's Dune, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
they'll
it's not
probably
coming out next
mostly
week,
talk
actually?
about
Hell
that.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll probably do memes.
The
I swear
first.
I'll make more memes on that
Yeah.
week. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, technically it comes out on Friday, so March 1st. I can't believe next week is March. So. All right,
Springtime.
awesome stuff. Kenzo, what do you have
Yo.
going on outside of trying to regrow the beard?
You can catch. Hey, no, get fucked. You can catch me. Tomorrow I shall be streaming with the Degenerates over at the Starship Engage at 4:15 Eastern Time, and that should be a good one. I shall be Wesley, and they'll be telling me to shut up. And then you can catch me over on Reality Based, which again is 4 p.m. Eastern Time with the great Ryan Roger-Rafe, and then BLZ Hub at 12 a.m. Pacific Time on BLZ Hub. And that's me for the whole week until next time, I think.
All right. Very cool. And Raiken, what do you got going on, man?
Just streaming a lot on Rumble, playing a variety of games. The only two right now that I'm like have like a consistent schedule with is every Tuesday I play Final Fantasy 14 with a bunch of other Rumble streamers. Just it's a nice game to play for that we like to play. That's where we just kind of get to hang out, chill, do some raids, and have some fun conversations. And then on Thursdays I do a Baldur's Gate 3 stream with my fellow Rumble streamer Amazaku. But I stream like at least 5 days a week, variety of different video games, just depending on what I feel like playing for the day. I don't other than those two, I don't really have like a specific like video game that I play. I like to just kind of jump around whatever sounds fun to play for that day. I might try some Helldivers next week though, because that does sound fun to play.
Or Kriegler and crew getting that? You've played Sea of Thieves with them before, right?
I didn't play Sea of Thieves. I was we were talking about doing Sea of Thieves, but that kind of fell off just because I think Kriegler got really busy with stuff. He's been wanting to do other stuff. He hasn't been really into video games at the moment. And but I've done
Dead by Daylight, right?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of Dead by Daylight with them. I've been wanting to do Sea of Thieves though. Done a little bit of Call of Duty with Flawed. Haven't really like had a chance to like talk to them, see if they wanted to do anything recently. But I should probably plan that. And then I'll be going to Vegas in April as well. So I'll be so come say hi. I'll be hanging out.
Right on, man.
I really wish I could go.
Yeah, same. My wife's birthday is the 12th, so it's. I talked to I talked to her about it a bit, and I was just like, yeah, well, I'll plan on doing another meetup, but yeah, just around that time, it's just kind of rough because of what we had originally planned, and she likes to do stuff with her family, so
I'm just hoping they do another London one this year, man.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they did a few. It'd be nice if they did like London, East Coast, and West Coast would be nice. So like an East Coast one would definitely be a good lot. But I'll be going to Galaxy Con in Richmond next month, so I'll be able to hopefully meet Drunk 3PO there, which would be nice. Finally, CJ face to face. So. I guess as for me, all I have going on this week, I have Figure Action on Thursday. If you're into collecting any sort of action figures, we talk Transformers, third-party unlicensed figures. We talk Marvel Legends Black Series, Storm collectibles, anything in the space, any industry news that's coming out. Chinese New Year is ending, so we're probably going to get a deluge of news and things to talk about. So if you are into any of that stuff, check us out Thursdays at 9 o'clock Eastern over on Figure Action Podcast YouTube channel. I'll also be memeing the hell out of side scrollers this week. So if you're interested in memes, apparently I am shadow banned on Twitter now. So if you'd love to find my memes, give me a follow, extra 008 on Twitter. I post a lot of memes on there on the daily, not just for side scrollers, but full Aussie and a lot of fellowship people when I can. And I'll be here next Saturday as well. We've got a guest lined up, so I'm looking forward to that show. And that's about it for me. Soups, how about you? What do you got going on?
Well, I'm going to the Vegas meetup, so I'm getting ready for that. I'm thinking about how to gain some funds for it because I can only work as hard as I can work.
Well, I hear Lethal's a pimp now, so.
Well, might be a last resort, sell myself out a little bit. Yeah. So, guys, if you are memeing through the week, don't forget to use the Legion of Memers hashtag and I will see them. I will retweet them. Keep up the good work, everybody. And thank you again to RaikenNight for being the guest. You're welcome back anytime. Just DM me or Extra Zero. We love having repeat guests on. And I can't wait to see how your Rumble career keeps going. I'm going to keep a close eye on it because you're going to be my what do you call it? The person who will inspire me to get on Rumble and start putting out more work. So I want to see. There you go, inspiration.
For sure.
And thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week, same time, same place, maybe different guest. And thank you again for watching. Big shout out to the members and everybody who dropped a super chat. It helps more than you know. So keep up the good work, everybody, and we will see you next week.
Peace out.